And I guess post discharge, you've been out for a while, and we first reconnected once you moved back to Brisbane. You sold your place up in Townsville and moved to Brisbane. You got a fantastic place there on the river at New Farm.
New Farm.
And yeah, we've shared a few moments or nights out on the town, and then adjourned back to the Johnston's residence, woken up with a few big hangovers and the likes of, but it's a great location, and we quite often see you yourself and Catherine in the with one of your passions, which is the fashions on the field, which is actually what Catherine and Paul have just come back from in Rockhampton. So how did you get into that? Like the question needs to be asked. How did you get into going from not showering for 2 weeks to making sure everything's spit polished and
spit polished? You know, very regimental. One of the reasons I was took discharge is because I was told that I wasn't changing to the ways of society. I was too regimental and not willing to change and so forth, but it was just another excuse to get rid of me, I think, but that was another story. Then after I get out, after 2 years, they sent me a letter asking me to rejoin, which I politely said no in several different ways. My wife put me went to the races while I was at the A Battery in Sydney. We went to my first horse race was the Golden Slipper, and that's where I fell into the love of horse racing. The Golden Slipper. Then I got posted back to Townsville. When I got posted back to Townsville, my wife put me into the fashions of the field to get me away from betting. She liked to have a little wager back then. Put me in the fashions of the field, signed me up to get me away from the bookies, but then I won, and I won a quite substantial prize actually, then sports bet come along, so I worked out I could do fashions of the field as in the gentlemen's and win more money than I was winning with the bookies, but then I had sports bet come along, I could do both at the same time. So, and again, I said to the wife, I tend to follow you around, so she loves op shopping, so every week an op shop, and pick up fashions of the field stuff. All my stuff's mainly second hand, and I'm the most fashionable bloke in Queensland.
I've seen Johnno's collection of cufflinks and ties, and he does right dress everything as well, and it is quite impressive. And some of the outfits, for want of a better term, that you come up with, that can only be described as very fashionable. You both go into competitions as well, or into the fashions of the fields as couples, and quite often take out that competition because you match one another. And Catherine does a lot of her own, what did you call it the other day, the hat thing?
Fascinators.
The fascinators, and millinery or something?
Yeah, millinery,
all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's obviously a passion of yours, and something that keeps you active and the mind active as well.
Well, I was introduced to a gentleman by the name of Paul over here. Paul is one of our winners. Good morning, Paul.
How you going?
We're going to have a look at your photos. Tell us about your experience and why you love getting involved in the fashion side of racing.
The last 2 weeks I've came third, competing against the women, all genders. It's a great experience. Just being up there representing the blokes and having a go. It's about getting up there, and it's all about just having a go and winning a sash.
That's a much more diplomatic version of what you said to me off the air, which was, I love sticking it up the women to show that men can be fashionable too.
You put me on the spot there, mate, I'll tell you.
Well, didn't you look great, everyone? Round of applause for Paul. And